So tell us a little bit about Interfaith, your experience in Interfaith and people of different faiths, etc.
Well, when I left St. Martin's in Harlem in 2015, I went to a rather prestigious boarding school called the Petty School, right outside of Princeton, New Jersey. And it's a multi-faith school that was probably 30% Roman Catholic, 30% Jewish, probably 5% Muslim, and a smattering of this and that. But it's interesting. What they talk about these days is they talk about another group called the nuns, N-O-N-E-S, that they have no background.
I like that.
They just don't have, their parents didn't give them any background, in the church, or in the mosque, or in the temple, and they are, by tradition, perhaps they go to church, maybe on Christmas, maybe, but don't really have a background. And so what I spent a great deal of time doing was bringing in various faith leaders to try and expose those kids, 9th through 12th graders, to various backgrounds and faith traditions. Because I think, as I said, I think it's so important to have an understanding of that. But too often I find these days, families will say, we're not really sure, we're going to let Johnny or Joe or Raheem or whoever, they'll decide when they grow up.
Yes.
But by doing that, they're making a decision. They're not making a decision, and that in itself makes a decision and robs, in my view, the child of a rich heritage and a background of, well, gee, this is what Muslims believe. This is what Christians believe. This is what Jews believe. This is what Sikhs believe. And I think that what my experience was in New Jersey was that the kids, if they couldn't quantify it, it didn't help them to go to Harvard or Yale or Princeton. It didn't mean much.
Yes.
And I think that what religion does, no matter what you believe, religion provides the idea of transformation.
Yes.
And too often in this society, we're in a transactional relationship. You give me this, I'll do that. And I believe much more in a transformational relationship where I'm going to do this not expecting anything in return.
Yes.
But by giving, I'm actually receiving.
Of course, and that's how people of God are supposed to think.
Sure.
And I think some of those parents who left the children
to their own designs.
And desire, those are the kind of children that tell you today, well, my parents were Muslims, my parents were Christians, my parents were Jews, but I am of no religion.
Correct.
And I think that's the point is very sad, because that's why you're parents, and that's why God blessed you to, or God entrusted you with these kids to give them some vision and guideline. I mean, they will make the decision on choosing what they want and how they want to pray and how they want to believe. But as parents, you need to do some sort of guidelines and some sense of direction for them.
Absolutely.
As you do with education, biology and chemistry and mathematics.
Yeah.
Why don't we give them some vision and direction in the line and path of God?